Just wanna be so that way the podcast, the first minute always has cuts every that. No, I'm gonna wait a little bit and then we will get the.
Yes.
So I'm gonna actually edit this real quickly, and then by the time I finish editing this, like editing your channel, just in the description, all that jazz, then we should have pretty much be ready to start it for the actual podcast.
Yeah. Wait, we're actually live right now, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, while we're waiting on this, I'm just going to let people know, this might be actually one of the most interesting podcasts we do, because we have a lot to say, okay? We have a lot of stuff to say here.
I have some stuff to say that I haven't said before at all, but that's...
You haven't even said to me before?
Well, I mean, just stuff I haven't said much before, but... I probably chose the weirdest game to play. So I chose Persona 5 Strikers for a channel centered around Jeffy. Isn't that kind of weird?
Bruh.
I'm literally putting Jeffy as one of the tags for the video. So I think once this finishes up, also put a timestamp. After the podcast wraps up, I'm going to actually put a timestamp in the description, so that way you can cut right to the actual podcast discussion without all this crap right now of me trying to get this going. Alright, I think everything is good. So, I'm going to go in the RV and let's start the podcast. Hello everybody, it is NCS07 here doing another episode of the NCS in Lambocast podcast. I am your host, NCS07, but I cannot do this alone because that'd be very depressing. So I've got my normal co-host with me, Nerfmaster111 Lamborghini.
Well, everybody, I am Nerfmaster111 Lamborghini, as he just said, and...
There's really no meaning to co-host. It's basically just a podcast where two idiots talk about stuff, in which today's topic is a bit of an interesting one. I mean, seriously, though. So... today we're going to be talking about something that's kind of very interesting that I honestly haven't really talked much about. I have made a couple videos before reacting to some of his videos, but today we're talking about a specific YouTuber, that being SuperMarioLogan. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people...
Logan 30 Acre.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people or have heard of him. If you're watching this and have not heard of SuperMarioLogan, I legitimately have no words. I have no words. How do you not know him? He's gotten into so much stuff that we'll be addressing today, and Nerfmaster's very excited to do this, as he's been telling me. So this should be a festive episode. So I'm not what's up, Optimal Nemesis Primal. So I don't really know where we should start because, seriously, so much happened to Logan. So I guess let's start from the very beginning.
How about we start with what made him good? Okay?
Well, then I guess we go, then exactly what I said then.
Let's just start with what made him good, and then we kind of move into how... This will be a podcast of us discussing how he fell from grace, pretty much. So, just kind of how he gained his popularity, and then how he fell flat on his face and separated his face from his skull. So, let's begin with
the heck?
What made his channel good? And what?
Just game glitch.
What?
Just game glitch. But anyways,
okay.
So I guess I guess the first thing we'll talk about is the golden era, as many people call it, because many people who watch SML for a long period of time have kind of split SML's channel into separate eras and whatnot. If you want some more explanation on that,
you
go.
I'm going to mention one person here. that can really provide. If you guys want some really good SML content and some really good SML backstory videos, then please go subscribe to a YouTuber known as @DubHDude. Or
Technically,
his
it's
channel looks
DabHDude
Dab-
because, but
like,
yeah,
the
check
way
out
it's
his
spelled is
content.
DabHDude, but the way he pronounces his name is DubHDude.
I don't care. He still says Dab in the name, so I don't care. But even
I know you
that,
don't
regardless, yeah, I'd recommend checking out his channel. But going back to what we were saying before, I guess we may as well start with the SML like golden era. There was the old era, but there wasn't really much to it because it was basically just the start of a YouTube channel that wasn't very good. There isn't even a shadow around here. Oh, there it is. So I guess we may as well go into the classic era or the golden era. With the first Mario and Luigi Stupid and Dumb Adventures episode. Now, I don't know about you, I did not watch the original Mario and Luigi Stupid and Dumb Adventures.
Me neither.
I don't know. I've legitimately thought about watching it sometime, just binge watching both, like, well, season 1 and 2 and 3, I guess. But I think I did actually watch season 3 once. Even though that one's not even close to as good as the originals from what I've heard. But let's talk about Logan from like the golden era. Logan during that time, I wasn't watching his channel then, but I think you were. So, if I'm not mistaken. And that channel was very, very good, I'll be honest. Like, it felt a lot more effort was put into those videos. And it just felt like Logan cared more about, like, stuff back in the day. He wouldn't post videos all the time. It wasn't ever like twice every week or anything like that. It was usually like, it was kind of random when he would post, which honestly made waiting for his videos seem a little bit better if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because he was doing them at a decently good pace, but he wasn't doing them all the time where it started hurting his quality. It was a good balance. So I think we can all agree on that. Like, even, like, regardless of what you think of the videos from that era, yeah, I think we can all pretty much say that it was definitely... Logan was at least a better person, I guess you could say, back then as opposed to now. Or the way he has been for the longest time.
Yeah, sadly that didn't last too long.
So that takes us to the next era, the junior era, where things get worse, but not super bad yet. At this point, it was only really affected because the junior era was pretty much all junior videos, and yeah, you can imagine how annoying that was after a while.
Yeah, like, Junior's not a bad character by any means.
He's a good character. I actually like Junior a lot.
And you just want something new.
Yeah, the problem with it was that there were too many videos, and while I do enjoy a lot of those videos, I will admit, back when I first watched those videos, I was a stupid little kid, so I can't... I don't know. I liked pretty much anything. Heck, I used to like Bowser Jr. Goes to Disney World. Heck, I even said it was one of my favorite episodes. I don't know why. I guess I don't know. I have no idea. But we were all stupid little kids at one point when it came to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there were so many junior videos that were being put out at that time that it was bad, and it also started to kind of show Logan's fan base a little bit more as people were starting to get a little bit more clingy, I guess you could say. Started that if you don't like Junior, then you're an SML hater, which I'm sure you've heard of before. But honestly, aside from that, there really wasn't much else with the Junior era that was inherently bad, we could say.
Yeah.
But then, I think it was January 20th, 2016, when everything went wrong.
One character
took down basically destroyed SML and made it what it is now. That character, of course, being Jeffy. Now, I'm going to let you do some talking because I've talked long enough for a while, so you take this part.
Yes, you yeah, you've quote-unquote docked long enough now. So let's go ahead and begin here. Alright. So, Jeffy, whenever he was first introduced, it was a very long time ago. I actually remember watching this episode of SML. And Jeffy not only looked different back in the day, but also sounded different for some reason. Don't
Yeah,
know why
that
was
usually
changed
happens.
eventually.
I think it just happens with voicing. I think that's all it is.
Yeah. But Jeffy, his backstory kind of goes like this. His mother abandoned him by dropping it off at a random location, and so Mario has been forced to babysit Jeffy for, well, until he's 18 years old, so he can claim a massive fortune, which is pretty greedy, if you ask me. But then again, this is the SNL world, so what do you expect? After all, doesn't Mario kind of reflect Logan in a way? But, yeah, so Jeffy, whenever he was first introduced, the audience actually really hated him. Like,
I
they did
hated him
not
so
like
much when I
Jeffy.
first saw that video. Back when it first released, I hated it. And I was like, "What the hell is this?" And
Yeah.
for
Not
some,
only,
I
and
mean,
also people were calling him out nonstop for being an insult to people who have mental problems because of the way he acts. And also, not to mention that Jeffy is a little interesting around women. Just gonna say
I
that
mean
right
the
now.
thing regarding the thing with the thing you were saying about the like mental health thing. From what I've know, I don't think Jeffy actually is handicapped in any way. I think he's just a stupid character from what we know. Like not necessarily mentally handicapped, but just stupid. I heard that in a video somewhere, so I'm not. I'll just put that out there.
Yeah.
Even so, though,
Uh,
he was very despised.
yeah. And rightfully so, honestly. And as Jeffy continued to grow, so did Logan's ego for him. To the point where Jeffy, it seems nowadays in any SML video, you can't go 1 second without seeing a Jeffy reference somewhere in a video. It's actually been a very long time since I've actually seen a video that didn't contain Jeffy. And that's really unfortunate.
But we're missing one
But,
video, though. Jeffy's bad word.
Jeffy, oh, right. Oh,
Yep, the one of the worst
Jeffy's bad
SML
word.
videos ever. I'd say my least favorite SML video of all time. That video was so stupid. Like, seriously. Not only was it a bad plot, but it also just had unnecessary torture for no reason.
Yeah.
And I should have killed Jeffy, but no, it didn't. Because that's not how it works.
Oh,
I,
speaking of killing Jeffy, let's actually acknowledge that part.
but
So,
that's later. That's
Logan's
later.
channel.
That's later. We still
So
got to
far
go
as
through a
Jeffy,
bunch.
though.
We got to go through a lot of other stuff. We're going at this chronologically.
Okay, then. What's next?
So, on that note, Logan's channel, because despite the fact that Jeffy was an awful character, awful creation of mankind, he kept getting popular for some reason. And this started to create a new set of fans that were going to Logan's channel that were basically like the junior fans with the whole, oh, don't watch, and like, if you don't like Jeffy, then you're a hater of SML. The difference is that these kids were even more young and even more annoying than the junior fans ever were.
These people were also a lot more violent, too, in what they'll say to you. Like, if you could literally go into the SML comment section of a Jeffy video and say that you don't like Jeffy, or at
Oh
least
my
hint
god.
to it in the most respectful way possible, and they will threaten your life.
Dude, even not even just regarding that, but just the comment sections in SML videos are so bad. They're so contagious because it's either a bunch of older fans that are just whining, or it's just Jeffy fans being like, it's without a doubt one of. Because a
Yeah.
lot of people in his fan base don't care about the crap that Logan pulls. To think for a second if there's anything I need to talk about before I get into one of the biggest things regarding SML. So let me just think real quickly. Okay, I don't think anything else happened in 2016. The only thing is that Logan did eventually amass a million subscribers. I believe October of that year. So good on him. And he finally moved into the house he has now. But let's fast forward to 2017. Logan's videos were not very good, if I'm going to be honest. A lot of videos were just very filler heavy, a lot of stuff. If I'd recommend checking out DabH Dude's SML 2017 problems if you want to know the exact reasons for the videos not being as good as they used to be. But this persisted throughout 2017. And kind of going back to Jeffy, something that Jeffy would do very commonly is curse. Now, I don't have a problem with people cursing because I do it myself, and everyone I know does it as well, so it's not like that big of a deal. However, it isn't necessarily ad friendly on YouTube, and this eventually led into the demonetization crisis. I'll let you take that part over.
Now, this also has a lot to do with Jeffy in a way.
So explain.
A lot more swearing happened during this time, and YouTube had finally had enough, giving him demonetization. And Logan was throwing this whole sob story about, oh, why would they do this to us, and all this other crap, and I was like, dude, you should know why. Alright, actually, I think you do know why, bro. Like, the whole time that this is going on, like, I was just thinking in my head, like, dude, you know why. Why are you throwing this sob story about, oh, YouTube hates me, man. YouTube hates me. When you clearly know that it's your fault, bro. And so what Logan decided to do was make one of the most controversial decisions of all time in the history of his channel. He made a video saying that if he received his ads back by a specific deadline, he would actually make a video where he set Jeffy the puppet on fire and completely removed him from the channel. However, after this, YouTube actually did end up giving Logan his ads back, but not by the deadline. And so despite getting his ads back like he requested, he still did not hold up his end of the deal. And so because of this, YouTube gave him a second demonetization. And because of this, Logan had to move channels. Yeah, this was the first channel move.
Oh,
he moved
man.
on to Super Luigi Logan. On there, and I don't know why he didn't learn his lesson. He continued to swear on those videos too. And so guess what happened? A second demonetization on the second channel. What were you expecting to happen, dude? Just tell me, what were you expecting to happen?
Oh, snap. I just realized we forgot something very important regarding this. The reason his channel... Well, the first time his channel got demonetized, the reason for it...
The swearing, right?
No, not the swearing. It was something else regarding... I'll let you explain it, but it was about Jeffy's tantrum.
Oh my god, we gotta go over that part. Okay.
Yep.
So, very much as... Okay, so it was actually a combination of two things. The swearing as well as, well, the entire video, Jeffy's tantrum. According
not
to
the entirety of the video.
Outlets, the kid had...
But...
Just let me explain it. So, according to multiple different news outlets, a kid had supposedly tied a noose and I believe either successfully or unsuccessfully committed suicide with it. And this was a result of him copying something that Jeffy did in the video Jeffy's Tantrum. Basically, the whole plot goes like this in the video. Mario will not buy Jeffy a mobile game about SpongeBob. So Jeffy decides to become a full emo, and eventually there's a scene where Jeffy attempts to hang himself. And this is the scene that caused the massive controversy. Now, I'm not really sure why Logan thought that was a good idea. Like, dude, you're really pushing your lines there. Maybe if you're like trying to like raise awareness of suicide and all that, but just the way
we know that wasn't the reason.
Yeah, the way that was delivered did not show any signs of being meant to be taken that way. So it was just a bad decision on Logan's part. I don't know what he was thinking.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't thinking.
But yeah, that was the video that supposedly caused a child to commit suicide, which it's pretty stupid, honestly. Like, seriously, a child's gonna really kill themselves just by imitating Jeffy? Because here's the thing regarding, like, the whole tying a noose thing. Tying a noose is hard. Like, I think Logan's mentioned it before, and even in that video, Lance doesn't even tie the noose properly. And not only that, a kid can't just do that on a whim as well. Nah, and so that kind of makes me really question whether or not it's actually real, or if it's not. But one thing is for sure, his channel did get demonetized. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And
after
ever
that,
since,
the whole Super Luigi Logan thing happened.
and then Super Luigi Logan got demonetized, and then he had to flee to Super Bowser Logan.
Where he uploaded for a very long time, and again, it got demonetized for some reason.
Didn't
But
it just
we're
get?
skipping a lot here.
Didn't Super Bowser Logan just get repurposed into what it is now?
Might be, I don't know. But we're skipping a lot of things by skipping there. So
We're gonna definitely skip some stuff.
okay, but let's talk about Logan's Patreon because that's
Oh
something we've
yeah,
never
let's
discussed
go
yet.
into this. So essentially, Logan, because of the fact that his channel is demonetized, he needed money, so he started a Patreon. But I'll let you take over the rest of that. Amazing
And this
idea.
is where our car expert comes into this because Logan bought some nice cars, and not with the money he was supposed to use. You see, Logan bought a house that is worth, I believe it's over $1 million house. It's a very expensive house. And Logan, being in all this debt from his new house, and by the fact his channel is now demonetized, decided to start up a Patreon because he needed some money. However, instead of using the money that he gained from the Patreon to pay off his house, he instead decided to buy not one, not two, but 3 freaking Lamborghinis. I wish I was joking. On top of that, he didn't even give the fans that gave him the money on the Patreon what they expected to get out of their rewards. Like,
Yeah,
okay, some of these people spent upwards of over $10,000 and never got what they asked for. So let me just go over just how much money he spent on Lamborghinis alone, because this is just outrageous. So Logan bought a Lamborghini Aventador, his dream car. That's a $600,000 car. On top of that, after the Aventador actually started continuing to break down on him, he actually had to sell that in for a Lamborghini Huracan Performante, which has a base price of usually around $300,000. So, considering that he traded it in for that, I'd assume that that'd be like, he'd probably save maybe he'd save $200K on that Aventador, so that's $700,000. And then he buys another Huracan, I believe another Performante, for another $300,000 for Chili, his girlfriend. And so, if we're being generous, though, and we say that he bought the normal Huracan, that's still a $200,000 car. So, the amount of money he spent could either be one of the two. $900,000 or $1 million. And remember, he was supposed to use this money to pay off his debt on his house. And we all thought the whole Mario and Goodman thing was just a joke on his channel. No, that's probably meant to be there just to indicate what happened to him as a result of his stupid decision. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that's actually the case here. Okay. But let me just tell you guys while I'm here what I really hate the most about Logan's character as a whole. And that is the whole YouTube hates me thing. I hate that, man. I hate it.
that was the reason I left.
That was the reason you I can't say I blame you, man.
The video that made me leave was
we got
Jeffy.
demonetized, man. We got demonetized, man. I don't get it. YouTube just hates me. We didn't scam people on Patreon. No. We didn't do that. We didn't make a kid freaking hang himself whenever. Well, actually, that was kind of out of our control. But we didn't do that. No. We didn't have anything to do with that. We didn't swear a million times in our freaking videos and think that it's completely fine. No. We didn't do that. No, we would never do that, man. YouTube just hates me, man. That's what it is. YouTube just hates me. Get a freaking brain, Logan. I'm so sick of hearing that phrase. Oh, YouTube hates me, man. I'm sorry. There's just nothing more infuriating to me than hearing him say that.
Yeah, that's the reason why I left. So, like, we are talking about SML now, but I actually stopped watching Logan's videos, newer videos, ever since Jeffy's YouTube channel, because that video had the stuff that he was just saying, and it was really frustrating because it was so petty. Not only that, Jeffy's YouTube channel was an awful video in the first place, but I have caught up with Logan through quite a bunch, and know about pretty much everything that's happened since that time. Of course, through the help of Dab H Dude. So, again, shout out to him.
Of course. Yeah, shout out to Dab H Dude. Be sure to subscribe to him. I think you should actually link him in the description.
Maybe. But
if we're gonna be shouting him out this much, then you should probably link him. But
maybe.
So
but anyways,
let's now talk about by far the worst decision that Logan has ever actually made for his channel: the human puppets.
Wait, we're just going straight into that? We got other stuff, man.
We gotta talk about this, man. We gotta talk about this. You knew we gotta talk about this, man.
Yeah, but we got other stuff to go through first. Because again, I want to make sure this stuff is chronological. Starting with the... Oh boy, I don't know if you even remember this. The whole JJ incident. Remember when Logan beat up JJ?
Didn't he pretend to didn't he pretend to sell a watch or something?
So on Chili's channel, there was a prank. They made a prank where JJ or Chili, one of the two, accidentally sold the watch that Logan had used for a video. And keep in mind, that was not Logan's own watch. That was his grandfather's that was being lended to him for the video. And when Logan found out about this, he got into a physical altercation with JJ. Now, it isn't 100% known if it was legitimate or not, but I'm pretty sure it probably might have been. So, what do you think of that whole situation?
I mean, I'd be pissed just like Logan was, but
I can't
taking your fist to somebody like that, man.
I can't deny it either. Like, some people may say otherwise, or going like, oh, Logan's not bad, but like he abused someone. It's like, come on, man, you literally pretended to get rid of a watch that wasn't even his. It was worth a lot of money. That's not, I don't know how much of that was really a prank at the end of the day, if I'm going to be completely honest. But to be honest, though, it didn't really do anything in the end, though, considering Logan's so weak. And not only that, afterwards, like, Logan just leaves, and then, like, they, like, just Chili, Tito, and JJ just start saying salt like idiots, the idiots they are, which makes me believe that JJ wasn't actually hurt at all. But I do remember that happening. So another thing that happened was Super Mario Logan 2, which was an amazing idea. So essentially, Super Mario Logan 2 was basically going to be Logan not really remaking, remaking the videos he had to be more like family friendly. But the problem with it is that it just never took off.
Yeah, he was supposed to make it for like just like a more kid-friendly channel, but it didn't really go. It ended up being pretty much nothing.
Yeah. Not only that, I think SML2 is just an awful name in the first place for this stuff, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got that. But that was a dumb move. And then there was like other stuff regarding this vlog that Logan made. This kind of goes back to the whole thing of not getting rid of Jeffy, but essentially, Logan made a vlog when he was going to get rid of Jeffy, and he and Tito basically mocked the fans for like wanting Jeffy gone. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they made like I actually think I remember the video's title was like "Time to Burn Jeffy," right, or something like that.
Yeah. It was such a bad video. It really showed how egotistical Logan honestly is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought we may as well mention that. So I think, oh, we got to talk about one other thing as well. The merch website.
What about the merch website?
How stupid that was, or how bad it was, essentially. So eventually Logan finally started making merch, and wasn't very good merch, if I'm going to be honest. The problem with it is that a lot of the stuff for the website was stuff that would be usually like the stuff he was basically making was more for like kids, even though SML should be for mature audiences only,
As
which is what,
Logan claims it is.
even though it's not. It's not made for mature audiences. It's his audience. It's those videos are made for kids.
Yeah, and Logan still has yet to admit that.
I don't know why he never admit it. It's just so weird. Like, why not admit it? It's like, live up to what you do, man. But a lot of the stuff on the merch website just wasn't very good. A lot of it was just kind of soulless, and that leads us into probably what, as Nerfmaster said before, one of the worst decisions Logan's made: the human puppets. Oh, I'll let you go take it from here.
You let me go take it from here. Thank you. Okay then. Where to begin with these things? My God.
Why they were made,
Okay,
essentially, I
so
guess.
the reason why these things were made was because of the whole Kappa thing, but Logan eventually said that these things were actually planned for a pretty long time, from what I hear from what I've heard from Dub Jude, and why he actually did this is still kind of a mystery. I don't really know why.
I've heard things saying that Nintendo would have taken it down, which they did eventually do that, but that'll be later in the video. But I
They
always
spoiled
was
that, man.
against that thought, because if Nintendo was really gonna go after Logan, like, and I'm saying this as if Nintendo didn't do anything, which we'll get to that later, but I felt that Nintendo was not gonna do anything, because at the time Logan made the puppets, there was no way Nintendo was gonna take down his channel, because it seemed way too random, and like, why wouldn't they have tried to like do anything when like Logan was like on Good Morning America and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Which there was also that, but I'm not really going to go into it much. There really isn't much to say about that stuff. But back to the human puppets. And then there was also the whole Kappa stuff, but of course everyone over-exaggerated, so of course there's that. And not only that, I don't really know how those things were more like Kappa friendly, if you ask me.
Yeah, really.
But who knows? But anyways, as you were saying regarding the human puppets.
They look horrible. Honestly, I think they actually are less Kappa friendly because they're just that terrifying. They look like something out of a horror movie. So, honestly, I don't really like the idea of having a freaking junior ripoff, a freaking chain chomp that's a freaking black stereotype chain chomp, a nerdy kid that should have never really been nearly as nerdy as he looks now, and Trevor from GTA 5 as our new cast. Not really sure if I'm
As
liking
well
that,
as
but
a generic overworked middle-aged man.
Yeah, that's what Mario's been reduced to. It's freaking Super Jeffy's dad, Logan, now.
Yeah. So these human puppets were awful. Junior looks absolutely scary. Joseph is a chain chomp or Black Pac-Man, I guess you could say.
Freaking black man.
Cody just looks so depressing. Like, seriously, how did he get reduced to something like that? Cody was one of the best characters anyways in SML anyways, so for him to get reduced to being this overly nerdy character, it's just just so sad to see. But and then Bowser, who is absolutely ridiculous looking. Like, seriously, who thought that was a good design? That design legitimately scares the hell out of me. Whenever I think about it, it's just such an outlandish, like, design. I don't get it. And then there was Mario's design, which Mario's design was honestly whatever. It's generic, but you know what? I'd rather it be generic than scary.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna make human puppets, just make them generic. If you can't make good designs, just make them generic and all. And like, yeah, that'd be a problem in and of itself. But like, I'd have less of a problem with that than like. It's just, I don't know. It's why. And one of the worst things is that Logan never fixed the designs at all.
Despite multiple requests to do so.
I don't know why he didn't fix them, because I can't imagine it being that hard to fix, right? They didn't probably have to make too many of them. Not only that, they could have used less resources as well, but at this point I'm kind of just rambling. But another problem regarding the puppets is that it makes it harder for so let me explain. The human puppets all have these specific expressions. Like, Joseph doesn't even have eyebrows, so it kind of looks like he's just smiling all the time. And Junior kind of has a bit of I guess you could say, an angry look. And it's most noticeable with Mario, because Mario has like a depressed look to him. And the problem with it is that Mario could be like angry or something like that at Jeffy or something like that, but when it's like the human puppet, it just doesn't look angry. It looks like stressed out unbelievably. It hurts because it just doesn't feel right, because the way the plushies were supposed to be was that the plushies were basically had neutral expressions, so your brain would, let's say Junior was getting angry at Joseph or something. Junior would just shake with Logan shouting or something like that. But the reason it worked is because Junior had a neutral expression, so your mind would just fill in the blank essentially. And regarding there were also puppets like Chef Pee-Pee and Brooklyn Guy and Goodman, which were a lot more high quality, because those things are a lot more advanced, because they can use various expressions. Like Chef Pee can scrunch up his face to look angry and whatnot and stuff like that. But with the human puppets, you really can't do that. So it's another thing that makes them all look off.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's weird, but I'll let you take it from here for a little bit regarding more on the human puppets, if there is anything else you have to say.
I was about to say, what else is there really to say about them?
Well, alright then. So, I guess we may as well talk about the elephant in the room, and that being the decline... Is declination an actual word? If I can ask.
I don't actually know.
I'll just say that. If it's not a real word, I just said it, so it is a real word. The decline, I'll say that. The decline of Logan's quality. Logan's quality, it's not even hard to like not notice. You will notice it. Logan's quality has dropped significantly over time. Like we said before that 2017 was not a good year for Logan, but like over time he just never improves at all with his videos.
Yeah.
And I'll let you explain some of that.
So, it was kind of just the same characters over and over and over and over and over again. And also, some of the actors were really just not good anymore. And
Lance.
the way that they did this... Yeah, I was about to exact. You are such a mind reader, honestly, man. But, like...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No disrespect to
problem
Lance, but he's not that good.
Here's the problem with Lance. He rams characters' jokes into the ground constantly. To pretty much no end, which I don't understand why.
Now, I want to ask you this question, because I don't think I've asked you this before, and I was going to ask you it here. Who do you think is more egocentric, Lance or Logan?
Logan. Because, he's the one that's directing Lance.
That is true.
So,
But
either Logan is making Lance be this way, or Lance is making these jokes constantly and just hammering them into the ground.
because he thinks he's so awesome and whatnot, which he isn't. Not only that, he also does videos of his own, like, reaction videos. I've seen some of those thumbnails. He has the most, he has the stupidest expressions. Like, his mouth is open so wide. Like, it just makes me want to punch it right in that hole. Like, he has some of the stupidest expressions. I'll show you. I'll get you some of them after this, but... There was Lance, and one of the biggest reasons that Lance, like, kind of downgraded was because last year there was the whole cough, as Logan called it, and Chris, the guy who voices Brooklyn Guy and Cody, he ended up not being with the crew for a while because of them getting it. So for a few months, there were no videos with Chris in it at all. And this really showed how bad SML really is without Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like how Lance became, like, why Lance... It was showing that Lance isn't that good compared to, like, the others.
Oh, and did we mention Harry?
Oh, Harry, bootleg Cody, or not Cody, his dad put it. And I haven't seen any videos with him, so...
What really is, the thing I wanted to mention up with Cody, or not Cody, Harry.
Not Cody.
It just shows that Logan has no backup plans, you know?
He never has. He has no real planning at all.
Was so insanely rushed.
It's just not good. Logan has had a very crappy track record with this sort of stuff. Like, Logan doesn't write a lot of good characters, if I'll be blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't write the best characters, even though there's no writing at all. But
yeah,
that's besides the point. But yeah, I think that's all I have for that part. So, I guess we may as well move to today with the cease and desist letter from Nintendo.
Yeah, so this has made Logan pretty much fully being used. He's fully using the freaking human puppets now. And also has moved to another channel again because that's exactly what we needed, man.
Yeah, basically he just remade his channel and essentially said that he would remake his videos with the new human puppets. But let me ask you something. Are remakes supposed to be better versions of the older videos? They should be, right? But that's not what they're going to be here.
A remake, bro.
But that's not what it is here, because Logan basically is making them with human puppets, which just doesn't work. It just ruins the videos.
Yeah.
And we just had that as well. It's just so dumb. Like, Logan has no back plan, and I'd say that was the death of SML at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, SML since that point has just been outright bad. Like, and yes, Logan's channel's been bad for a very long time, but it was just ridiculous once all this crap started happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all we really have to say regarding the build-up to Logan in general. Like, how he is now.
One more thing I really wanted to ask you, though. What do you think was the actual worst decision Logan ever made in terms of the channel?
Oh man, I don't know because there's so many. I'll honestly say just the human puppets because I think that legitimately showed how, like, non-self-aware Logan really is. Like,
Yeah.
Logan has no self-awareness at all. Like, he doesn't even know that what he has is bad. He just doesn't care.
My God.
Which is just depressing, if you ask me. Or a lot of people,
Yeah,
honestly.
really.
But, yeah, I'd definitely say that was the worst decision he ever made. It's so bad. It's sad to see because Logan used to be so good, but the money and fame got to his head, and stuff just happened. He just stopped caring.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that actually, I don't know why it really brought it here, but since we're basically done with the, main, like, going through chronologically with Logan's channel, I guess now we can kind of go over some more backlog stuff.
What do you mean?
Like, maybe mention anything that that we forgot to mention, specifically, JeffyCon.
Okay, that's
amazing
right. Logan was arrested by the New York Police Department.
I don't know if he was necessarily arrested. He did have to get escorted out of there, though, because of how clingy his fans are. Which, great job.
He got arrested, put him back at the cop car.
That really was out of hand. Like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really? Like, seriously, it was so bad. They were basically a public disturbance at that rate.
JeffyCon, bro.
Yeah. It's sad. But there was that. Is there anything else we haven't mentioned?
The Chili and Logan drama.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have much to say on it because I don't know everything about it.
So, I guess, some guy called Roy, and this actually tied into the videos, so that's why I want to mention here. So, this guy called Roy, basically, was the guy that Chili was cheating on Logan with, and it turned into this whole fiasco, which was really interesting to see because of the fact that Logan added a character to his videos known as Roy Get Hard, which is like the coolest kid in school. And then he's made like all kinds of like references, like how Roy got this like Super Bowl ticket and everything. So
I don't know what that's supposed to mean though. Like why did Logan make him a cool character? Wouldn't he want to make if Roy really was the person that Chili was like using to cheat? Then why wouldn't he make Roy look more like a loser? But honestly, I know very little about it. It's I don't know really much about it, so yeah. But then again, though, I have a baby brain, so keep that in mind. So I think is that all the stuff have we mentioned everything at that point, or all the important stuff?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
All right, so I guess now at this point we can kind of just go more into just a neutral kind of discussion regarding Logan as a whole. Like, so I guess I'll start with the first question. Who is your favorite SML character?
Probably Brooklyn T guy.
I'd say Cody, because I really like Cody. He's very funny. He's even a little bit relatable, honestly, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, Cody just is he's like the normal like guy who's just kind of like, he's nerdy, but he's very relatable compared to most of the characters.
He's very intelligent, but he also has a pretty good funny side. So
Yeah, that's a thing I do like about Cody. But Brooklyn T guy, he's pretty good too. Although he can be a bit of a hit or miss character sometimes.
but he usually nails it pretty well, though.
Usually well, but then there's stuff like Jeffy's Bad Word where he isn't very good. But then again, though, everyone in that video was awful, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, who is your least favorite character? Do I even need to ask this?
I was literally just about to say Jeffy.
Jeffy, yes, absolutely Jeffy. Jeffy is an awful character because he's not very funny. He's done so much damage to the channel. Seriously, Logan's channel basically became the way it is all because of this puppet. That's all it took.
Kind of why I don't like Jeffy here.
What?
Jeffy is not only an insult in a way to people that have like mental disabilities in the way that he acts, but also he's just hyperactive. He's way too hyperactive. He just throws these tantrums whenever he doesn't get his way. And also, Jeffy is also said sometimes to even be extremely misogynistic towards women and other things like that. And also, it's just offensive to women in that way. And Jeffy also swears like a sailor, and Mario does a very bad job at parenting Jeffy and getting him not to do these things. As proven by Jeffy's bad word, Mario can't really seem to stop Jeffy from doing things he's not supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, like, Mario needs to do a better job at parenting Jeffy in this series, honestly.
Yeah.
But even... Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like even if Mario were to step up the freaking parenting game by 5, he'd still be in the same place he is right now by how badly parented Jeffy already has been for the past, what was it, like 10 years of his life now?
I'm not sure. Pretty much, I'd say.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot more than just one simple word to stop him now.
Pretty much. Though he's probably never going to get better, though.
Mm-hmm. That's really unfortunate.
Oh, well.
It's called wasted potential.
Lots of wasted potential. That's a very common trend with Logan, honestly. He... Just think. He could make such good videos, but instead the money got to his head, and now he just makes soulless content just for some quick cash.
And it shows just how desperate Logan can be for just some simple revenue sometimes, as proven by things like, oh, I don't know, maybe pregnant Jeffy.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, come on.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a bad video. What the fridge was the point of that? Like, that's just disgusting. So,
yeah, I'm not even really sure what to say about that, honestly.
Yeah, but anyways, now moving on to our favorite SML video. What would you say yours is?
I don't have one. But
well, can you name off a few?
Name off a few. I really liked the asteroid. Like the crazy asteroid video. That was really interesting. Because we actually had a freaking reference to Woody because Woody's awesome, and he was actually there for like I don't know, maybe more than 1 second in the video. Like we actually had a full freaking Woody cameo, so pretty cool to see that. Also, some Black Yoshi videos. A lot of Black Yoshi videos are actually pretty good in my opinion, because I don't know about you, I actually kind of like Black Yoshi.
Pretty much, yeah.
But also, Jeffy's mistake, because it was
Oh,
nice
that
to see
video's
Jeffy
good.
die.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah, it
You
was
get
nice.
to,
It was really nice to see Jeffy die.
even if it was a dream, it still was a good video though, regardless.
Oh, actually, that reminds me of one thing we forgot to mention. Logan's breaking things fetish.
Oh, snap, I forgot about that. Okay, let's go for it then.
So Logan has broken at least $1 million worth of things in his videos by now. These things can range from TVs to iPhones to, oh, I don't know, an Xbox Series X as well as a PlayStation 5. And this is where I'm going to kind of get on a rant a little bit, and I'm sure probably Tyler will too, because honestly, people have been searching for these things for such a long time, and for Logan to just take one and smack him with a hammer for a video, it's going to be really, it's going to be triggering to people. Because people have been looking at these things, people have been looking for these things for probably the past year, and still have not obtained one, as my friend Will could confirm. So,
It took me a
Tyler,
long time to
I'll let
eventually
you
get
go
a
ahead.
PS, and it took me a long time to get a PS5 as well. That took a lot of like having to look on Twitter, and many times where I had breakdowns. I don't know about you though. I don't think you did any of that.
No.
Lazy. But going back to Logan breaking stuff, it's another thing about it is that it shows that Logan. This is essentially what Logan uses to basically make his videos good, essentially, or keep them interesting. He doesn't actually try to make the videos better. He just decides, I'm gonna break some stuff today. That's
Yeah,
basically what it is. He's not
and he
actually
keeps
making the
doing
video
it.
better. Video being Bowser Jr. Goes to the Future, where the video is more focused on special effects rather than actually just being good in the first place. Or Gravity, where the whole video is just Junior breaking stuff because, oh, it's Gravity's fault.
And remember, this is the guy that decided that he needed money on freaking Patreon.
I wonder how much of that money was used just to break stuff.
Probably a
It's,
lot.
it's just sad.
Yeah, Jeffy destroyed like the flip phone in the one video. Logan has broken multiple different TVs by now. There's a lot of things he's broken.
It's just ridiculous. But yeah. So, now that we got that mentioned, now I can list off a couple of my favorite SML videos.
Okay.
So, I really liked the Chef PP Quits Part 5. That was a very good video.
Would have been better if they could actually continue that series.
Yeah. Even though Part 6 was kind of whatever, it did have the Chef PP Raps, which was pretty good. Which was pretty good. But I don't know.
Yes.
Oh! Actually, that brings us to another thing. The absence of series videos.
Yeah, Logan kind of just ended all of his series. I don't know why he did that, but he did.
No, he didn't just end the series. He left them on cliffhangers and just never finished them. Basically because of the fact... Like, one series he didn't even start was Black Yoshi's Family because it was essentially just because Logan couldn't get the right brand of a red Yoshi plush. But a fan did send him one, but he still never made it.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, bro.
I don't know. But I don't know. Even, like, that whole thing was very... whatever, but even so, like, he just left series on cliffhangers like Luigi's Mansion, Chef PP Quits, And like, why did he never do it? Like, seriously, what happened to series like the Pokemon series and all these other series? Like, they're just gone. Now series just don't exist on the channel anymore. And I'd honestly say that's another problem with Logan's videos, so that there's no series at all. So the content's just kind of boring after a while. And like, compare this to myself, where I do DDLC mods, and most of the time they're random mods similar to that, like how SML videos work, where they're not really tied to any overarching story at all. But I have multiple series, like I had Series a Special one, and right now I've got Project Sionica and Monica Plays Miles Morales, which are both series videos that are made to...
You're forgetting the infamous one, Elevator.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't have a like an overarching plot though.
It's still a series though.
It's a series, but I don't classify it as the same thing. But those videos, like, I make those, but Logan doesn't do it at all, which it's just such a sad thing to see. Like, I think it'd be really cool to see Logan do more of that stuff, but he probably never will. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But Chef Pee Pee Quits Part 5, that was a really good video. I also liked Bowser Jr.'s 8th birthday. That video was creepy as hell, and I love it for that.
Okay.
That video was creepy. You remember that video?
Very unique reasoning for liking that, but okay.
It's a scary video. Because here's the thing, Logan can do... Like, think about it. Logan can do horror very well. I mean, for Christ's sake, he made awful puppets, even though they're not supposed to be scary. Like, seriously, you put those human puppets in a horror-related video, it'd be awesome. Imagine if the Human Potion was a horror video where Junior and his friends turn into those awful puppets, and then it's just awful. Like, imagine something like that. That'd be awesome.
Remember the Gordon Ramsay video?
Gordon Ramsay video. Who was that?
Yeah, the new chef. Remember?
No.
Bowser fires. Bowser fires Chef Pee Pee.
I didn't watch the video.
Oh. Okay. Well, Bowser. Basically, the whole kind of video just goes like this. Bowser. Spoiler alert, by the way. Bowser fires Chef Pee Pee after Gordon Ramsay cooks for him, and Gordon Ramsay keeps feeding Junior lobster tails, and gets fat, and then he has to get Gordon Ramsay fired so that he won't be fat anymore.
Oh yeah.
So.
Also just something I also want to say real quickly. Did I do this?
Go ahead.
Okay, I did. I really like some characters I do like are the live action characters. Like the ones who aren't puppets or plushies, but are just Logan and like Lavelle or something like that. Just playing these other characters like as themselves. I always like that. Especially Principal Steinbeck.
Yeah, Steinbeck is pretty funny.
For a second there, I thought you were gone. Jesus. But that was a very good... Like, I also like that as well. But that also brings me to something else that we forgot about. Also, we're going to forget a bunch of stuff, so I do apologize for that. But we should talk about the whole Lavelle situation.
Oh, man, I do not want to remember that, honestly.
You don't remember it?
I don't want to remember it because it was so weird.
So I'll explain it since Nerf Metzer doesn't seem to want to. Essentially, if you didn't know, Lavelle, the person who plays Chef Pee Pee and Bowser and Joseph, he essentially does drugs. Essentially, Lavelle is not a very good person, and this isn't like a specific situation in particular, but it's just like something that's well known is that Lavelle, I think he smokes weed, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what he smokes? Is that what he used to smoke? So, I believe it was in early 2017. He was actually arrested for, or actually no, I think
Possession of marijuana.
It was marijuana, not weed.
Are they not the same thing?
I guess they could be. I always thought they were different, but I don't pay attention to drugs or whatnot because I don't think they're not good for you. Don't do them, kids, because it makes you like Lavelle, who are these really, really really big D-bags. Like, seriously, think about this. Lavelle, so someone else in the SML crew also does weed, and that being Elena. Though it isn't necessarily known how much she does it, given the fact that she said, like, I believe she said before once that she does it casually, even though we don't know even though we don't really know how truthful that is.
Or what that even really means.
When she means casual, she means probably multiple times a day. Who knows, though? Legitimately, I have no idea. But essentially, allegedly, Elena called the cops on Lavelle, and that's the reason why Lavelle hates being around Elena. And like, they can't even be in the same house at the same time because they'll get into an argument at that point.
Yeah.
And Lavelle's also gotten a variety of arguments with Logan as well, which is even more petty since Logan is his boss.
Yeah, now, I don't know about you, but I don't think you should be yelling over your boss.
You shouldn't be. I think it's a very, not good idea. It's kind of, dumb. And I think Lavelle does it just to be petty. So it's like, really?
Come on, man.
I don't know, but not only that, Lavelle's also bullied kids as well. So that's just really fun. We got another person who bullies kids. He essentially would bully people for not liking SML videos, which brings me to a very good situation to talk about. Lavelle and GameCube Dude.
Yes, Lavelle and GameCube Dude.
Simply put, Lavelle basically called GameCube Dude on the phone, whined about how GameCube Dude didn't like the videos, and then essentially GameCube Dude took down his channel, or he took down the 300 channel, and made a new account because of Lavelle's bullying, essentially.
Jeez.
And while I will admit it is kind of stupid that, hold on, trying to get my words out. Well, I do think it was stupid of GameCube Dude to delete his channel over this, because honestly, Lavelle really couldn't have done anything. Lavelle was saying this stuff about how he had to take down specific tweets or he would strike down his channel. Like, he really can't do that.
He can't do that.
And I just died, so that's really fun. But it was such a dumb thing. Like, Lavelle really is not very smart, honestly, when it comes to some of this stuff. Obviously, but seriously, like, why do you think that this is a good idea? I don't know, but Lavelle basically did this and basically made GameCube Dude delete his channel, which was very petty, and yeah. And then there was the suicide stunt. That was a great thing because I love suicide stunts so much. Not really. I think they're very scummy. So but I'll let you take that over.
About the whole suicide stunt thing is, yeah, thank you, by the way. But what's worse about the whole suicide stunt thing is the reason it was done. And so Lavelle basically started making this whole sob story about like depression and everything, about how he was gonna release his last song and no one would ever see him again. Turns out it was Don't Does a Thing to promote his new song.
That's the only reason, because that's a reason to make a suicide stunt, obviously.
So, in the words of Dub H. Dude, Lavelle faked being suicidal to promote a song. If that's not extremely scummy, I don't know what is. End quote.
You should quote Damage Dude a lot with this stuff.
I mean, he has a lot of good points, man.
Yeah, but also find your own words too. But, yep, that's basically what Lavelle decided to do with the whole Suicide Stunt thing. It's so dumb. Like, why? Like, why do you need to gain sympathy? And I really don't like people who, like, pull suicide stunts. I think they're honestly some of the more scummy people out there. And while there is one person that I'm not going to name, but has I'll say his name. Spaghetti has done this before. At least Spaghetti showed that he did learn from that and actually did, like, he learned from it and made himself a better person. Lavelle? Nope! Not at all.
No apologies from Lavelle.
Now, there is someone else that also has pulled, who may have pulled a suicide stunt, but that might be for a future episode, so I won't talk about that. But, yeah, that's Lavelle. Pretty scummy person, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But that's all I really have to say on that. So, now into the final question I have to ask. What is your least favorite SML video? I already told you mine, but what are yours?
I got two.
Okay.
Actually, I got multiple. So.
Okay, go for it.
Almost every single Jeffy video.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
Jeffy is by far the worst character to ever be added.
Definitely, but what other videos do you not like?
Okay, I'll just name some specifics here. So, Jeffy's Bad Word as well as Jeffy's Tantrum were probably two of my least favorite Jeffy videos of all time. As well as Pregnant Jeffy. What was that, bro? What was that? But, like, apart from that, I'm not really sure. Like, maybe... I actually don't know.
Alright, well, I already said Jeffy's Bad Word, but it's just to name some other ones. I never liked... Let me just think about it real quickly. I never liked Chef Pee Pee Quits Part 1. That video is so not good. Like, that video was practically only Chef Pee Pee torture.
Yeah.
That was an awful video. Jeffy's YouTube channel was an awful video. I can't really think of much else. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So, I guess now for the final part of the video, just anything else you wanted to say regarding Logan that we haven't said yet.
Not much. I mean, honestly, I just think he's really scummy.
Yeah. But honestly, though, what do you think about his channel now, though? With everything that's happened.
He's ruined it. He's ruined it.
Definitely. It's just sad because, like, he really couldn't have tried to do a little bit better to improve. Like, he just had to screw up.
Yeah, like, really. It just shows a lack of trying.
Like, that's the problem with Logan in general, is that he just doesn't try at all.
Yeah.
But nothing we can really do about it, so... Yeah, do you have anything else to add?
No. I have nothing else to add.
Alright.
Other than I'm hoping that Logan can get better at some point in some way.
He isn't. He's not going to get better.
I doubt it at this point.
Yeah. So ultimately, I've really not gotten... I don't have much else to say other than I don't see Logan getting better at all. So yeah.
Me neither.
So this is kind of so we'll get in the RV and we'll just leave it here for the rest of the episode. That was basically the tale of one of several YouTubers who has fallen from their grace. This is what fame and money does to a person. But yeah, and keep in mind, I haven't even watched any of Logan's newer videos since like early 2018. 3 years ago. Over 3 years ago. So, yeah, that should say something on how much I've kept up on this dude through DabH2. But with that being said, I think that's a good place to wrap up the episode. This is honestly a lot shorter than I was expecting it to be. Like, I thought we'd be here for like hours, but no. So, I'll end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If Nerfmaster, tell the fine people where they can find you at.
Nerfmaster Lamborghini.
Yeah, his channel link is in the description below, so go check him out there. And also subscribe to me as well after you subscribe to him. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have to say. So, do you have any final things you want to say?
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next podcast.
See you guys later. Peace out. Have a good day.